Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss, and everything in between. I'm Faye Caseman, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Oh, hello, and welcome to episode number 87 of the Wellness for Women show. You don't have to be perfect, boo. Embrace the journey. So, perfectionism. My old friend, I know thy well. Have you ever felt the weight of perfectionism on your shoulders, both in your daily life or on your journey towards well-being? I've certainly felt like I had to be always doing the thing, whatever it was that I was working on. Nagging shoulds and musts, saying that you're not good enough, that you should be doing more, that you should be able to achieve perfection or nearest damn it in all of your life areas. Now, I'll openly say that I still would like to be achieving things in all of my life areas, but what I work very hard on is letting go of perfectionism. So I would like to say that that used to be me. I know how bloody exhausting it can be. And so let me know if you agree with that. So I don't aim for perfection anymore. Yes, I still want to do a good job. I still want things. I'm ambitious, as one of my accountability friends said the other day, which is a funny thing, because I would have never have considered myself to be ambitious until I started on my own well-being journey, and I saw that actually the power of what we could create if we put our minds to it. But I was never really ambitious. I just was in the cycle of life. But yet I was continually beating myself up for not being perfect, not being all the things. Whereas now I get more frustrated about the fact that I want to be somewhere and I'm not quite there yet, if that makes sense. But it's not perfectionism. But here's the truth. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? So perfection is an illusion, a mirage, a fallacy. It's nigh on impossible to achieve. Ultimately, we're just setting ourselves up to fail over and over again and to feel the weight of doom over and over again. Perfectionism can be a never-ending cycle of thoughts and feelings that make you feel like crap. So it could be holding you back, preventing you from fully enjoying life. And thus, in turn, it could be knocking into your relationship with food. And if you're working on it, weight loss. So the question is, are you ready to ditch the diet drama, ready to ditch the life drama, ready to let go of the grind for perfectionism, to embrace the messy moments, the setbacks, and even the failures, to know deep at your core that they're all part of the growth process and that is okay? And if so, stay with me, because coming up, we're going to explore the origins of perfectionism, how it impacts both your life and weight loss journey, and most importantly, how you can break free from its grip. So, understanding perfectionism. What is perfectionism and when is it a problem? So, the Oxford Dictionary definition is a doctrine holding the perfection is attainable. I didn't say that again because I messed my words. A doctrine holding that perfection is attainable, especially the theory that human, moral, or spiritual perfection should be or has been attained. Can't even say it. Yeah. But in the same breath, it doesn't sound that bad. So what's the problem with thinking that we can be perfect or that we are perfect? And let's look at it from another perspective. Let's go to good old Wikipedia. And it says perfectionism in psychology is a broad personality trait characterized by a person's concern with striving for flawlessness and perfection, and is accompanied by self-critical evaluations and concerns regarding others' evaluations of us. Now we're getting into the issue that striving to be perfect, striving to be flawless can be often accompanied by critical thoughts. Now, there is a gift in all that we do and experience if we go looking for it. So even in the really negative things that happen in life, even in the really negative thoughts, they are there to give us lessons. So seeking to do things well is not a bad thing. Wanting to do a good job is not a bad thing, unless it goes too far. Unless it gets so ingrained in you that the nagging thoughts and feelings that you must always be perfect, that you must never make a mistake, that you're never quite good enough take over, and then they become detrimental to your well-being and your progress. But where do they come from? How was your perfectionism formed? So, where did you form the beliefs that you live out today that are running you on autopilot? Is it from your upbringing? Were you constantly praised for achieving perfection and criticized for even making the smallest mistake? Or perhaps you were judged in your peer group or through society, or therefore feel the need to make up for it today. These are old scripts. These are old scripts, old stories that are running in your head. And the question is, do you want to live by those today, or do you want to rewrite the story? Now, it's helpful to understand the origins of your belief, because only then can you begin to challenge and change them. And as you know, I'm a coach and belief coding facilitator in training at the point of writing this. And so I can help you one of two ways. I can help you to go back and heal the original issue that could have led to the perfectionism through the belief coding, or I can give you the tools and coaching support to take you from where you are now in the present to move you forward, or both, because both ways and combined together are actually ridiculously transformational. But for the purposes of today's show, though, let's just take a moment to reflect on how these thoughts and these beliefs impact your life. Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? Are they fueling your growth, or are they hindering it? So, has seeking perfection become an obsession? Does it have an icy grip on you and your well-being? Now, awareness is the first step in breaking free from its grip. Of course it is. It's my AAA way: awareness, action, and accountability. And it may feel overwhelming to think about breaking up with perfectionism. It could be something even you feel has kept you safe over the years as a defense that's been built up. And it's true, as I said earlier, that it may well have benefits to you, and it may well have provided gifts to you over the years. And this is not about then moving you to the opposite state of being where you say fuck it and you don't even try. It's about just trying to bring down the temperature a notch so that it's less all consuming for you. Maybe take a moment to just remind yourself that nobody's flawless, and mistakes are an integral part of life, of being human and having the human experience. And embracing imperfections allows us to learn and to grow and to evolve. And perfectionism tends to be about getting external validation, but there's also alternative perspectives to be had and found on success and self-worth, ones that may be more focused on the internals rather than the externals. So tell me in the comments, wherever you are catching this, whether you're catching it live, whether you're watching it live on replay or on YouTube, or if you are on podcast on certain of the platforms, you can leave comments. How does perfectionism show up for you in your life? Is it in one area? Is it in a couple? Or probably more likely, it's all over. It could be showing up again and again. It could be running through the very fabric of your being, in your career, your weight loss, your relationships, to even how you clean your house. But we can push ourselves to be flawless employees, the best partners and parents, but often that can be at the expense of our own health and our own well-being. And in trying to be perfect, we can actually also then turn out to be more imperfect as a result. What if you're so hell-bent on appearing perfect that you can't be vulnerable with your partner? What if you're so hell-bent on being perfect that you rag on your kids? What if you're trying to be perfect and not feeling like you are, and so you actually have low self-worth underneath, and so you don't go for the promotion at work, or you get paralyzed in your business over trying to only put out perfect work to the world, and to the point where you never then actually even do it? And what if then you're actually so far in your pursuit of perfection, you get to the point where you feel burnt out, you feel inadequate, that you forget to even show yourself even the tiniest amount of compassion and understanding? It's quite a grim picture, but it's one that could happen, but we don't want that. So we can work on that. We can work on it together. So now let's explore how perfectionism could seep into your weight loss journey, your well-being, and how if also you're not careful, how those old diets and working on weight loss and well-being could have led to perfectionism in your thoughts about life and weight loss as well. So again, it can manifest itself in your life as you're always thinking that you have to be on plan, that you have to be following the diet to the letter, and then feeling guilty when you dare not to, or you dare to indulge in a treat. Not that I call them treats. Dieting can often lead to the creation of very strict rules for ourselves, and that believing, and a real deep belief that if you deviate from that diet, that you failed. But this perfectionist mindset could be taking a toll on your emotional well-being and ultimately be knocking into your progress, as the constant pressure that you put yourself under then leads to stress, leads to anxiety, leads to more emotional eating. And so again, as you go on that quest for perfectionism, you may actually be increasing your chances of rebelling, overindulging, feeling trapped in a cycle of guilt and frustration, the typical diet cycle. And I talked about the language that we used last week. The hallmark of perfectionist thinking is the presence of those always and should thoughts. But those thoughts are so black and white in nature that they're just not realistic sometimes. They don't account for the fact that you are human, but also they often lead to you being really unkind to yourself. So why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we believe that we must be perfect to be worthy? It's time to challenge those thoughts and recognize that imperfection is not a flaw. It's part of being human. So how do we break free of perfectionism and the never good enough syndrome? Well, the thing with perfectionism is that it's a cruel mistress. No matter how much you show up for yourself, the weight you lose, or how many goals you achieve, you still can't shake that feeling that you're not good enough. Constantly chasing more, bigger, better, ideal, exact. Now, sometimes we do need things to be perfect or close to damn it, right? If you're measuring something, ideally, you probably need it to be as close to perfect as possible. Otherwise, it might not fit wherever you're trying to stick something. If you're a heart surgeon, then of course, perfection probably has its place in that kind of thing. Nothing is intrinsically good or bad. It's about our perceptions. But when it comes to you and your self-worth, I want you to hear the truth. The truth is that you are already good enough. I'm going to repeat it. You are already good enough. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of happiness just as you are. You don't have to be a prisoner to perfectionism. You can break free. You can ditch the diet drama. You can ditch the life drama. You can ditch weight loss drama and all that it brings. So I have a workbook that I'm going to link in the descriptions. So I can tell that you're listening. I'm only going to put this sneaky piece of information here. So if you're catching the show or watching the show notes, reading the show notes, I'm going to use the code BOO, BOO 24. And if you use that code, you can get 20% off. But I'm not going to put it in the description. So you need to make sure that you've listened or read the blog in order to get that secret squirrel code and get that booklet 25% off. But it's jam packed full of a series of exercise that you can help to ditch your perfectionism. And of course, if you need more support, you can join the Backstage Pass membership. You could explore one-to-one and a course of coaching or course of belief coding with me, or a combination of both. So, and I've been helping a few clients with this lately, and it's been really good to see their shifts. I've seen people going from being paralyzed and unable to act to embracing their journey, women stepping into action for their businesses and getting shit done rather than being held back by worry, people being so severely affected by their emotions that they're wanting to quit work or basically just not participate fully. And this is all the things that we can work on. And so it's about just taking the temperature down, taking the emotional charge out of life as best we can do, and looking to release off some of this perfectionism. And I'm blessed to have been invited into their worlds and to support them on their journeys. And so I really want to celebrate all of their achievements really right now. Okay, I'm going to leave on that positive note. I'm sure that you are celebrating my clients' successes, and it's good to know that that change is possible. I think these are all ladies who, thought change couldn't happen, who didn't know where to begin, who had tried many things in the past and nothing had hit the mark. They were stuck. So are you stuck right now? How could you tackle your perfectionistic tendencies? How could that make a difference in your life? Are you clear where to start? Do you need help? And so don't forget, like I said before I started recording, if you are a Backstage Pass member, there will be a complimentary resource for the show. It's a good job I'm not bothered about perfectionism. This one is called You Don't Have to Be Perfect, Boo, just like the title. It's going to help you to use the AAA way method to identify where perfectionism is showing up in your life and weight loss endeavors, and how you can kick that shit to the curb for your success. And so I'm going to leave you there. Have a fabulous week. And if you've got any questions, leave a note in the comments or drop me a DM. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. Bye for now. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.